Hey everybody, so today's chat is going to be about selling. And don't worry if you're not a salesperson, because this will give you a ton of insight into human cognitions, wants, desires, beliefs, attitudes, arenas of life, levels within the arenas, and might even give you a better understanding into your own buying pattern. If you are a salesperson, then listen up. This might give you a better framework in which to do your work. So if you want to sell a lot, rapidly, quickly, mass amounts, for everybody that you encounter, then you have to be able to perceive the sell from your customer's point of view. So you're going to have to approach what you do in an almost Socratic manner, asking questions. And the number one question to ask is, what exactly is the person in front of you buying? Sounds like it should be super easy, just sell them what they are buying, but that's not what really happens. What often happens is that you may end up trying to sell them what you are selling. So what they are buying versus what they are selling, or what you are selling, are two different things and not equivocal. And if you think about it, if you thought deeply about every time you made a purchase that was like a big purchase, you would know this is true. So say, for example, you bought some tickets to Paris. On the surface, these tickets to Paris, are just a trip. But underneath that, there's a lot more going on. And we'll get into that as we go along. If you do happen to own a gym, or you are a personal trainer, or you gotta meet the quota at a big box gym, then you have two routes that you can choose. The first route is to learn all these true, tried and tested techniques, overcoming objections, isolating the problem, finding a resolution, needs analysis, which you're gonna have to learn anyway. But the second model is a more psychologically based approach. And if you take this approach, you're going to make a lot more conversions, because you are actually going to figure out what it is the person is buying a lot faster. And you're going to make what you are offering much more desirable. It's because no one is immune to human laws. How our cognition functions around our wants and desires when it comes to human impulses affects every aspect of life, including sales. Just because you own a gym, or you offer a service, or you have a studio, these impulses don't magically shut off when people come into your place or if they encounter you. In fact, these impulses are likely to become more heightened and magnified. So that's something to really kind of keep in mind when you're making a sale. The arenas of life that people will typically buy for themselves are three. So they are in the area of finances, vitality, and empowerment. Maybe to put it in a different term, in social media terms, it's money, sex, and power. One could argue that the magnification of this has been enhanced from social media. But even prior to social media, there are people in the world, you just look around and you'll make comparisons of what you have versus what you don't have. And this just is inherent to our natural human behavior, our cognition, and how we kind of function in the world. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, it's just simply a thing. So now that you kind of know that, you have your money, sex, and power, these arenas. There's levels within this arena that people can fall into. And to the degree that you can get people to focus on the arena that they're actually buying into and bring an awareness to the position that they occupy within this arena, is going to be the degree that you make more sales. So let's talk about the levels now. The levels are subpar, par, and then wanting excellence. Let me give you an example. Say you go with one of your best friends to a bar, and after a few rounds, they confide in you. They may say something like, heavier than the average person. I hang around with some friends at work, and it seems like I'm getting less sex than the average person. I look around, and I think I have less money than the average person. So the overall sum effect will be that of having less than, being below average. the natural inclination for this friend of yours will be to not get to a level of excellence, but to get to a level of being average. So you don't feel, so he or she doesn't feel less than. That is the next step, going from subpar to par. And again, the areas that is gonna most likely be as realistic as you possibly can think of is gonna be in the area of money, sex, and power. If you don't like that wording, if you want to be a little more sophisticated about it, you can say finances, vitality, physical vitality, and empowerment of some sort, whether it be mental, spiritual, or emotional. So the next time you meet your friend, he's gone from subpar to par. You know, he's lost a little bit of weight. Maybe he's dating more. Maybe he got a promotion at work. Now, the natural inclination will be to achieve excellence. So this time when you go out with him, you know, he's a little flashier, and now he's like, oh, you know, I've lost weight, but now I want to get ripped. You know, I'm dating, but now I really want to, you know, just find that one person. You know, I'm making money, but, you know, I have my eye on this next level up in my work, which will provide me with more finances. I want to get in the fast lane. I want to be the definition of the status quo. I want to be a leader in all of these arenas of life. And you can clearly see this in something like a weight loss ad. We'll take a weight loss ad, going from subpar, par, to excellence in the arenas of money, sex, and power. So say you have a weight loss ad. The first weight loss ad is going to be the representation of going from subpar to par. In this weight loss ad, you have two people, a man and a woman. They're fully clothed, and they're obese, right? They weigh more than the average person. In their before picture, right, you see them. In the after picture, you see them again. They still have their clothes on, but this time maybe they're holding up a pair of jeans that they used to fit into. And at the size they're at now in the after picture, they wouldn't even be able to take up half of the space in those jeans. So they went from subpar to par. Again, not casting any good or bad on it. What they did was amazing. It should be celebrated. That's one type of weight loss ad. And if you look at another type of weight loss ad, now this ad is going to be appealing to those that are now the average and they want to go to above average. They want to be part of the status quo. So in this weight loss ad, you might have two people, a man and a woman, this time less clothes on from the get-go. The guy might have board shorts on, the lady might have a sports bra on and some running shorts, but nothing else. And they're not as obese or as overweight as in the first ad. They maybe just have a little bit of fat over the edges, a little bit soft looking, but nothing too crazy. Then in their after photo, they're going to be incredibly ripped, have lost a ton of weight, muscles all over the place, and they're going to magically have become tan. And that represents the idea of going from par to excellence. And if you have those analogies in mind, then you are going to be able to make a lot more sales because people are going to be buying into these services or products from that vantage point. You know, is it going to make me more money? Is it going to make me more attractive? Is it going to empower me in some way, whether it be mental, spiritual, or emotional? Going back to the trips to Paris, right? So, you know, it wasn't just a trip to Paris. It was an empowerment. You know, is it going to make me feel connected, bigger than life? I'm going to feel my spirit will be raised. All of these things are something to take into account. It's pretty obvious to see when it comes to fitness what it will be. And it's tough sometimes to chat about this in this regard with people because for some reason, when it comes to saying that people want more money, or they want more sexual presence, or they want more power is somehow a negative thing. And it's not. It's just part of who we are. I think that sometimes when you ignore that, when you just focus on essentially manipulating people into making what it is that you're selling, making them want that, that's actually not the right way to go, because you're not even listening to them. You're not hearing them. You're not actually trying to figure out what it is that they are buying. You are just saying, well, none of that matters. Here's what I have. So that would be my advice when it comes to selling. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Chat soon.